As a public defender, Judge Karen fought for her clients' rights. She was elected to the bench because she believes in doing the right thing.
I'm very passionate about helping people, period.
Y'all two grown people need to get your own house.
Right.
You had 7 years that told him that.
When we fight, who's gonna win?
You are.
I don't answer questions, I ask them.
Yes, ma'am.
Raise your right hand.
Objective, independent justice.
I'm ready to rule.
If you keep walking, you can overcome whatever circumstances you're facing.
This is Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Dog mom Sophie Rogers is suing Richard James in the amount of $1. Ms. Rogers claims she lost her beloved pet and says when she learned Mr. James found her dog, he refused to return it. Mr. James is countersuing for $6,235.
All right, Miss Rogers, you are suing Mr. James for the return of your dog. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
So basically, you're suing him for conversion, which means that somebody has taken the property of another and is using the property as though it's their own.
Correct.
Is that what you're charging him with? Your accusation is that he has some property of yours?
Yes, he stole my dog.
He stole your dog. Okay, and how do you know the defendant?
I don't personally know the defendant. I found him walking with my dog one day, and I approached him and I said, hey, this is my dog I lost about 6 weeks ago.
Okay, well, tell me about the dog.
So, Toast is my dog. He's a terrier. I've had him since 2019.
Okay, where'd you get him?
I got him from an old neighbor, actually, that passed away.
Okay. She was a friend of yours?
Yes.
Okay. And so when did you lose the dog?
September 29th of last year.
Of last year. Okay. So between 2019 and last year, you had the dog.
Yes, ma'am.
And how did you lose the dog?
I was walking to my mailbox in my apartment complex, which
Right.
is actually very gated.
Okay.
And he always walks next to me.
Wait, was he
awfully-
on leash?
No, he wasn't.
Okay.
But it's a law that you don't have to have the dog on leash if it's in a secure area.
Uh-huh.
And we do that every morning. And I turned my back for 1 second, and he was gone.
Okay.
And the main gate was open, and I didn't know until it was too late.
So what did you do to try to find the dog?
I put flyers out. On Facebook, I went onto all the groups and posted about Toast,
Right.
and I did everything. I went to the local shelter.
Okay. And was the dog microchipped?
No, ma'am.
So how much time lapsed from the day the dog went missing until when you saw this gentleman with who you believe is your dog?
I saw him on November 15th.
Okay, but so how much time passed?
That's about 6 weeks.
Oh, 6 weeks later. Okay, so what happened when you first had contact with this lady?
I had somebody screaming at me as I was walking my dog, Spike.
Okay, do you have the dog here?
Yeah.
Oh, I
the
didn't
dog's
see
right
a
here.
dog.
Would you like
Let
to
me
see
see the
him?
dog.
Come on.
Okay, what a cute thing. Okay, a
That's
dog.
Toast.
That's Spike.
Okay.
Come on, Spike.
Well, before we came into court, did you see him outside with the dog?
I did.
Did the dog come running up trying to see you or talk to you or anything?
Look, he's looking at me now.
Well, he's
very-
looking at me too, but I'm saying, did he come up?
Yes, he was very alert when he saw me.
Notice he's standing right
Yeah, I
next to me.
noticed. I didn't even see that you had a dog.
Yeah.
And he seems to be really attached on this side.
Yes.
He's on leash, so I
Right.
mean-
Oh, you think if he weren't on the leash, he'd come running to you?
Yes, but I do have a witness here, actually.
Right. Okay.
One
No,
of my-
but even if I assume he had at one time been your dog, I mean, he seems to have been now socialized to be somebody else's dog.
I mean, if that's what happens when you steal someone else's
You think
property.
he stole your dog? You can't accuse him of stealing the dog because you said the dog wasn't on leash. I don't care what the law is. When you're walking your dog out in public, you don't know a rabbit might jump by and then he's gone. My philosophy is when you walk with your dog outside, you should have him on a leash. He could run into the streets or whatever, or he could run away like what happened in this case.
So
tell me how you found this dog.
I found this dog running in the street on Beverly Boulevard, very busy street, 10 blocks away from where she says that she lives.
Right. And what day was that?
It was on a Sunday.
Okay. And what day was he missing?
September 29th.
Was that a Sunday?
It was a Thursday, Your Honor. So that
Okay,
dog
so
was...
your dog was missing Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday you find the dog?
Yes.
Okay, and he's just running around?
Just running around, looked
Well,
all-
there's a lot of people that live in that area.
Yeah.
Nobody took this dog in and said, oh my God, he looks hungry, he needs some water, nothing?
No.
What a blessing that if it's her dog, that he didn't get run over by a car.
Yes, and I posted on Ring and Nextdoor
Right.
to try to find the owner. I also
Right.
posted...
Did you check Ring and Nextdoor?
I don't have those apps.
Well, did you even know about them?
No, I know about
I've
Ring.
returned 2 dogs to owners because I posted it on Nextdoor within 30 minutes.
Well, I don't have a Ring camera.
Well, I'm just letting you know
so
for
I
the
don't have
future,
the
though.
app.
Next
Yeah.
door, you don't need a Ring
Your
camera.
Honor, it's actually surprising, being her age, that she's not familiar with some of these apps
Well,
as well.
you know what? You know, who's to account for what people aren't familiar with? But I'm just saying, in the future, check Nextdoor. People you post dogs and cats all the time.
Coming up on Supreme Justice.
So you find this dog. What happens then?
So I found the dog, posted, I took him to the vet. He was covered in fleas, mites, took him to the vet. We were trying to find a chip.
Right. There was no microchip.
No chip, no collar, no license, nothing.
The dog did not have on a collar?
If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Supreme Justice is back with the case of Sophie Rogers, who is suing Richard James for conversion.
So you find this dog. What happens then?
So I found the dog, posted, I took him to the vet. He was covered in fleas, mites, looked like he had been basically unattended for a very long time.
Right.
Took him to the vet. The vet checked him over, did initial visits. We were trying to find a chip.
Right. There was no microchip.
No chip, no collar, no license, nothing.
The dog did not have on a collar?
Did not
It's
have
not
a
true.
collar on.
It's
Oh,
not
so the
true.
dog had on a collar?
Yes.
So
must
he
have taken
lost
it
the
off.
collar sometime in those 4 days that he was. How does he lose
Or
a
he's
collar?
lying and he took it off.
You know, I don't accuse people of lying.
I'm not-
You know, but I'm just
it could
saying, it
be.
looks like somebody, if this is your dog, had a big enough heart to take this dog in, take him to a vet, get him checked over. How much money did you spend at the vet?
The first initial visit was $22.35, Your Honor.
A lot. Do you have the bills from the vet?
Yes, I
Let me
do.
see the bills. Now, during those 4 years you had Toast, did you ever take him to the vet?
Absolutely.
Do you have any vet bills?
Yes, I do.
Let me see your vet bill.
Also, I have my apartment lease agreement with my dog. Okay.
Okay.
Also, I have pictures and a witness.
This is it. In 4 years, you took this dog one time to the vet a month before he was missing for $54 for a flea drop.
No, that's just one, Your Honor.
Do you have any others?
Not with me.
Okay, so you have at least $2,235 that you spent on the dog, and then another $4,000. What's the $4,000?
The vet found that he had a problem with the disc.
Okay, so was that through X-rays or?
Yeah, he had
Okay.
taken the
Okay.
X-rays,
I
came
see
back to
this.
me and said it would be an additional $4,000.
So he had surgery too.
Yes.
Okay, and how long did you have to care for him at post-surgery?
I've been caring for him ever since, but post-surgery, it was kind of nursing him back to health.
Okay.
He stayed with the vet for 2 or 3 days and then came back to the house and was pretty immobile for about 2 or 3 weeks. So.
Okay, so what's the dog's name? What's your
Spike.
dog's name?
Spike.
He's Spike. Okay. So I think I read in your pleadings you called the police when you saw what you thought was your dog.
Of course.
Okay. What happened when the police came?
They told me they couldn't do anything without. I showed them my pictures of me and Toast that I have
Let me
here.
see the pictures of you and the dog.
Also, here's the flyer
Did you see
too.
the pictures of the dog? Did she show them to you?
Yeah,
Here also is the
those
flyer.
colors, Your Honor, are like 40% of the terriers have the same exact colors.
Not
And
with golden
actually,
eyes, though.
Okay, lift the dog up. Let me see him. Can you pick him up?
Yeah.
It's like doing the DNA without the DNA here. Okay, this.
But if you look at the picture on
Right.
the found poster
Right.
compared to those, doesn't even look like the same dog.
What do you mean the found poster?
I have a found poster that I had placed in
Right.
the location where I found the dog.
Right. Okay,
As
let me see
well
his
as-
pictures too. Yeah, this looks like the dog though. I mean, I've had a couple of terriers. They don't look like this. No, this looks like he
He's
could
a
be
mix.
the dog.
He's not full
Right.
terrier.
He looks like he's mixed.
And Your Honor, I actually,
Let me ask you about this picture. So this picture, what represents him when you found him?
No, that was post vet visit.
So after you spent money at the vet is when you posted that you had found a dog?
Yeah, Your Honor, yeah, because I took it in to see if it was somebody else, I was going to have it returned.
after surgery,
Don't do that. And if you interrupt me one more time, I'm gonna sit you outside. This is my courtroom, not yours. You took the dog in for microchipping and the flea problem,
Right.
right? It was after that, but before the $4,000 surgery that you took this picture.
Yes.
Okay.
And as well, Your Honor, at that time I posted on the apps, and I also checked with the vet who directly works with the shelter in town, as
Right.
well as my vet, and they had no records of this dog. No licensing, nothing.
Right. So that, yeah, you have no license or anything. It's just the pictures to show that you own the dog, right? Is that right?
I mean, that's with
Yes
me,
or no?
yes.
Yes or no?
Yes, I have pictures and my proof. I have my
Okay.
apartment lease to prove that this dog is mine.
Well, the
I have a
apartment,
witness.
you have a lease that shows you rented an apartment and you had a dog.
Well, obviously, I have to pay a pet deposit.
Right. And anybody that has a dog or a cat has to pay a pet deposit. That doesn't prove that this dog is your dog. Let me hear from your witness. Who's your witness?
Lauren Bill.
Lauren Bell. Court calls Lauren Bell. Come forward and be sworn, man. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay. You can stand over there. So, Ms. Bell, what's your relationship with Ms. Rogers?
I've lived in the same apartment complex with Miss Rogers for the
Okay.
last 3 years.
Okay. Were you friends?
We're acquaintances. I see her
Okay.
around.
All right. So you had an occasion, I'm assuming, to see her with her dog?
Oh, of course. I love dogs.
Okay. So have you had an opportunity to look at this dog?
I have, yes.
And it is your opinion that this is her dog?
It looks just like the Toast that I know.
Right.
Coming up,
And what happens if you call him Toast?
Toast.
Okay, does he come running to you? Take him off the leash. Let me see if his reaction to her.
you're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Supreme Justice is back with the case of Sophie Rogers, who is suing Richard James for conversion.
And what happens if you call him Toast?
Toast.
Okay, does he come running to you? Take him off the leash. Let me see if his reaction to her.
Come on, Toast. Come here. Oh, hey, buddy. Hi. Oh.
Now, does he come to you like that?
Yes.
If you call him, Spike?
Yeah, Spike.
Okay, put him back down. Let's see what happens.
Spike. Spike. Spike.
He's shaking his head no.
Spike is living on that side.
Spike. I think she's got bacon in her pocket, Your Honor.
That's a good one. All right, so suppose I do believe this is her dog. It really looks like the same dog in the pictures. You know, it's not like a generic dachshund or a generic terrier or something. Well, even that's not that generic. This dog looks very unusual to me. And I'm inclined to give you your dog.
I did
but I
everything.
believe the law is that because this is small claims court, I cannot give her this dog. So, yeah, under the law, I'm not allowed to give you back the dog because this is small claims court. And so that's a limitation. But I thought I read in your pleadings, sir, that you'd be willing to give her the dog if she would give you back the money you spent.
Yes, initially, yes.
Right, and that's $6,235,
$35, yeah.
which he obviously spent for the care of the dog.
coming up.
$4,000 for an elective surgery is
Right.
pretty extreme.
You know what?
Your
It's
Honor.
pretty extreme that somebody's walking around with a dog that obviously needed to be treated for fleas, that is lost for 4 days.
You're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Supreme Justice is back with the case of Sophie Rogers, who is suing Richard James for conversion.
Let me just say this. If you want to work this out, that's all we can do today. Otherwise, I'm going to give him back the dog. I can enter a finding that he's your dog, and then you take that and see if you go to police or whatever and see if you can get the dog back, if you can find the dog again. Or you work out something so you can walk out of here with your dog, and a good Samaritan gets the money back that he spent. He's not even asking you for food, the amount of money for food that he spent for the dog. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, he is. It's being
Yes
extreme.
or no?
Yes.
Do you want to try to work out something where you could pay him back and you get the dog back today?
I'll work something out, but may I say something?
Go ahead.
$4,000 for an elective surgery is
Right.
pretty extreme.
You know what?
Your
It's
Honor.
pretty extreme that somebody's walking around with a dog that obviously needed to be treated for fleas, that is lost for 4 days. I mean, who wants to spend $4,000 on a dog surgery? Who wants to do that? I mean, it's not like he did something that was unnecessary. I don't think he wanted to spend that. You either want it, you know what you don't know in life? Gratitude. Because 4 days that dog was missing. He could have been hit by a car. Somebody else could have gotten. Somebody could have tortured him. But you found a person, there was a person with a good heart that took that dog in, and you have the nerve to have an attitude here today. You're either going to work out something, or I'm going to give him back the dog and let you go to another court.
Judge Karen's verdict when Supreme Justice returns. You're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen.
Yes or no, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, so $6,235. You provided me with the vet bills. I've seen those. How do you want to pay that? Do you have the money to pay that today? Do you need to work out a payment plan?
It's going to have to be a payment plan.
Okay, what can you afford to pay?
Maybe $200 a month.
Well, you'll be forever getting the $6,000 on $200 a month.
Well,
And you know what? Owning a dog is an expensive endeavor. You do not know. I must have spent $10,000 on a cat in the last year. You do not know what can come up with an animal. And if you're having a problem paying $6,000 for this one thing at $200 a month, what happens when you have an emergency with him?
I'm not, but you don't have to pick the most expensive veterinarian clinic.
You know what I'm going to
in
do?
Los
I'm going to
Angeles.
give the dog back to this man and let you seek your remedy in another court, because you have no sense of gratitude. And
I do.
all I see is attitude. We either work this out or we don't. This is the last chance.
I'm very thankful that
Okay,
he
you know
found
what?
him.
I'm going to dismiss the case. Give the dog back. Because you choose to give me attitude and not show gratitude, I choose to dismiss the case, and you can choose your remedies in another courtroom. Give the dog back. Case dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All rise.
Judge Karen has ruled the defendant will retain possession of the dog. The plaintiff's claim has been dismissed.
I hope she doesn't treat her family the way she treated this dog, I'll tell you.
Thank you.
This isn't over, and I'm going to get Toast back.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.